you must turn the other cheek. And pretty much say you're gonna go ahead and dig your own grave, and you're going to just be okay with people throwing dirt on you. But he had a few lines like that, and then afterwards, he was standing in front of them with his back face and saying, "What do we love? We love anime." And, like, he actually got like a whole crowd.
That's not the phrase I heard being used.
Okay, well, it was something.
What do we love? We love hentai. That was every time I watched.
There was that. Yeah.
It was like, what do we love? We love hentai. What do we love? We love tentacle rape. I was like, whoa! I was like, I don't want to be around this group right now. And I was not talking about the protesters at that moment.
Well, yeah, it sounds like a sexy party to me.
Oh, a sexy party.
So, as he was talking about the Jesus cosplayer, he's really well. I don't know if you guys, for anyone who's been to Fan Anime, have ever run into him. He's been there for years as a Jesus cosplayer. And he's really funny. My very first Fan Anime, I had no idea Jesus protesters came out there. I was like, what the hell are these guys doing? And he just comes up while I'm hanging out there, and he stands up on this pillar in front of them, and he's just like this. And then as he's doing that, a bunch of Spartans from 300 come rocking up, and then one of them just starts spearing him. And he's like spearing him in the side. And I'm like, no, Judas, no! And then he's just sitting up there the whole time. He's like, oh! My very first time I ever met him was he was just like that. And oh man, I was just dying so hard. I just couldn't stop. And I was like, I need my camera. Why don't I have my camera? Yeah.
One thing I did hear, unfortunately I didn't witness it for myself, is that he went to, was it and he threw off the Jesus scar, but underneath he had like a corset on and did Rocky Horror Picture
Dude, I would love to get that on camera.
So just so we all know that Jesus is now a cross-dresser. Him and Anthony get along very well.
I do know he goes to the hentai room every year and forgets everyone.
Does he? Man, we need to get him up here. I would love him to talk with that guy that's out there. That would be awesome.
Hey, come to me, my
But I actually suggest none of you guys mess with that dude. He's very aggressive. Don't mess with that Jesus dude at all. I'm just saying because I know him a little bit. Very aggressive. I hate to bring it all real and make Schnish get real or whatever, but I don't know. You got another one? Because we're about to open up the floor for you guys, and then afterwards we'll tell you how to get your fancy prizes. So, how many people actually care about the Kevin Conroy thing versus his gas mask? I don't care. You're not getting one. I know we were in line together. You can get the hell out of here. Yeah. He's going to be working for us, so he can go. I want you to start cosplaying Jesus. You already have the hair.
I'm actually
Can you grow a beard?
No.
No. I know him. That's why I'm picking on him.
It's because of the lack of testing.
We're not going to talk about that.
Thank you, Chris.
You're quite
Yeah,
well.
so like I said, we do have the Metro masks, which are are they replica? They're full helmet masks, or just
actual gas masks.
okay. So we have real gas masks.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants one of those, if you do want one of those, just come fill out one of these things at any time. You can come up here. We're not scared. So he
While
might
you're up
be.
here, hey, you can even
He is
drop
a
in
little
your own
girl.
console.
We want to be polite, not block the view of the camera.
We don't care about the camera. That's his camera.
Just go around it.
You can knock it over. I would love that.
I just bought that.
Just do a Guile style air.
Yeah, we'll play the Guile theme, and everyone because it'll goes with everything, right? And you can just knock it over, and then you can kick it a little, and it'll make my whole day.
And then a car will come through here, and then we just, quickly destroy it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that finally. All right, I'll slow the day.
Today.
Tiger. There you go. Yeah. So, do you want to do one more? And then
I got
open it up to
it.
people?
Alright. It'll be quick. So, first off, for people who have been here for the past couple of days, I think I mentioned, how many of you ran into people in the hotel or in the elevators doing the game style thrust as the doors open? Yeah, that happened to me this morning. Aside from that, though, The funny thing about the protesters is that even though they come every year, the attendees always find a way to make it fun. So one year, I was outside, I was taking pictures, and I see these four or five guys that they were dressed in yellow shirts, like all according to the color match. Anyways, they go right in front of the protesters, turn around, lift their shirts up, and it said hentai. Just straight up. And everybody was just cracking up, and it was awesome. So that's my quick one. No quickie.
Better choice of words.
Phrasing.
It seems a little premature.
Oh.
What you did there, I saw.
Okay. Anyways. Alright, so.
Sexual innuendo.
Yeah.
Double entendre. Spatial relations.
Anyway, so we're gonna open up to the. We're gonna open it up to the floor. So if you guys want to come up, talk to the mic, share your convention stories, and
I know Shang Tsung's got something going on.
he has so many tournaments. Yeah, just come up and.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come up, you can just stand up or beat somebody. You guys can fight to the death for it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Or you can just scream Anthony, You can just beat up Anthony. Yeah, just come on up first, and then whoever wants to just go stand up and form a line.
Yeah, form a line.
So you can just come up at any time and take one of those slips. And
Yeah, just come up anytime you want to.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I meant to get that.
Yes, limo under the camera.
I meant to have it down there on this table. My bad.
So, I guess, even though I'm dressed as Shang Tsung, a lot of my most interesting, I wouldn't call them stories, but like quick interactions, would come from, obviously you guys had a lot of interesting experiences cross-playing, so.
Just Anthony.
Okay, and
So-
to clarify, there's also a difference between crossplay and Rule 63, and I also got egged into Rule 63 of Code of Princess's main character.
What's Rule 63?
For every like every character, there's an alternate male or female version of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do those. So I guess a lot of funny. Well, so yesterday and the second time I've cross-played as Katana from Mortal Kombat. So it was. I don't know if some of you guys saw me around yesterday. Just wondered why this Katana had really big shoulders.
Hey, was I the one who said what's up to you?
Okay, so you're gonna be in this story then. Or do you mind?
No, were you the one I thought was a girl?
Yes.
And then
Can I share this story really quick with you? Okay, so here we go. We have a live example.
I'm already curious.
I am in the artist alley yesterday, cross-playing as Katana, and I guess apparently some people stopped me to take some pictures, and I'm like, okay, so I'm doing some poses, and this gentleman here, I guess, I will say it seems a little obnoxious. I mean, it could because I'm in the aisle and there's people standing there taking photographs, and you walk right up to me. He's like, "Hey, Katana, where's Liu Kang?" And I go along with it just because I think it's fun. That's why I enjoy cross-playing as Katana. I'm like, he's in my bedroom. And he's like, oh, and then I see him look down at my chest area, and he's like, oh man, you're a guy. And he walks away. So, there you go. That's one of the funny interactions I had yesterday. That's actually the highlight of my day yesterday, so.
I'm very glad that you said that you were cross-playing, because when I originally saw you, I was like, wow, that Katana is really flat-chested. And I was like trying not to be an asshole about it. I was like, people can cosplay whatever you want. I was like, but she's huge.
I had a padded bra,
That's what I was like. I was like, so flat-chested.
Awesome.
So, I don't know if any of you are familiar with KinyubiCon in Fremont. It's fairly new. It used to be at a high school, and last year was their first time at a hotel. And they did a flash mob for High School of the Dead. They dressed up anyone who participated, zombie makeup, professionally done, and we stormed the hotel floor. And the whole convention, we had this one guy who we'd run into constantly. Every panel, he'd be behind us. He was just there.
Followed us to Carl's Jr. too.
We went to Carl's Jr. He was there. So he ended up going to the zombie flash mob, and we decided afterwards, in our makeup, we'd all go to Carl's Jr. and kind of freak out the employees. So we finished the raffle, we finished the flash mob, And we're done. I'm like, are you ready to head over to Carl's Jr.? He's like, no, I'm gonna go watch hentai because they had a hentai room. And he just took off, and we never heard from him again. He was like, gone. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm gonna go. He just turned and just booked it.
He was gone. No, I'm just gonna see if I can get some rest.
Yeah. And then we walked past and made sure to do the hand check. Made sure everyone had their hands in the air.
Yeah.
Blue light.
Blue light.
Blue light.
Check me.
Alright. Next.
Okay, does anybody last year or any time at the Wood Lake remember the Yu-Gi-Oh hotel room? With just the blanket in the window?
Yep.
That was you guys?
Yeah, that was us.
Wait a minute, are you talking about the one with the woman tied up? It was a poster of an anime chick tied up.
No, just the blanket, the Yu-Gi-Oh blanket. It was like over by the pool area. It first started over there, and then it kind of like progressed around.
Oh no, I don't.
Right next to that passageway between there and the fountain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
is that you started a trend that unfortunately got cut.
yeah.
Yeah, because like, I was curious. Every time I went to Sac Anime, I always saw the Yu-Gi-Oh poster up on the window.
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny because none of us, there were like 13 of us crammed in that tiny room. We had like people sleeping in the closet. And that was actually started by one of the parents that was staying in the room. She just put it up there as like a beacon for us to find the room. And it just kind of turned into this thing we had like people come up to the room to find us and like knock on the door and be like, oh, you're so cool, and then like run off somewhere. We've had people throwing stuff up through the window when we finally realized how to open it. That was just we trying to figure out something to do to kind of carry it on. Or maybe like post it as a banner.
Yeah, and that very interestingly started to become very common.
Yeah.
So we started seeing.
Yeah. Wow, awesome. Thanks.
Thanks again for starting a trend.
Yeah.
And those are one of those controversies.
The amount of coffee I drink.
Oh, that's
Okay. Okay, well, my funny cosplay story was the last summer Sac Anime. It was the Soul Eater gathering, and my friend who was Patty, she decided to photobomb the Stein and Medusa picture. And then what ended up happening is it's like the Medusa came and they took a picture of them hugging, and then it's like I joined in, and then more people joined in, and it pretty much ended up becoming like the entire Soul Eater gathering hugging my friend that like nobody knew. So it was just them just all hugging in like this big group picture with the weirdest faces.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, go ahead.
As long as you're not going to start beatboxing.
I know, right?
Hey, my YouTube name is Mooshra50, but a lot of y'all might recognize me from Sac Anime. I was the one who gave Laura Bailey the rap song to sing on stage. It was about a cooking recipe. Do any of y'all remember that?
That would be a negative, sir. Which song? I didn't see.
What about Steve Blum at the Scottish Rite Center? I told him to sing the R. Kelly song in his Guillemot voice.
Hey, the best one was the Hulk song.
Yeah, when the Hulk song.
Something about getting your
Remember, this is not open mic karaoke, so that's
I'm not going to do any of that, but none of y'all remember any of those panels?
Yeah, call me baby. And the Hulk.
All right, then I'm done. I just thought y'all recognized me because the afro's a dead giveaway.
Thanks.
Alright, so my story is from SnafuCon, which is a convention in Reno. It's awesome. You should go. And that's my little plug there. Anyway, my story is from not this last year, but the year before. We had a guest, Quentin Flynn. And he was a lot of fun. He did, among other voices, Timon from the TV show, though, not the Lion King movies. Anyway, we were at closing ceremonies, and there was a raffle going on for prizes. And so the people who had been asked on stage for closing ceremonies were just kind of sitting there, waiting for this raffle to go. And all of a sudden, Quentin Flynn shouts out, "Change places!" And everyone, all the guests, I was sitting up there with them because I was emceeing for the main stage. Everyone jumps up and switches their chairs. And before I can even look over and figure out what's going on, everyone's changed their place. And so I'm a little confused, and the raffle keeps going, and some of the audience is obviously amused. all of a sudden he shouts out again, and I figure, what the heck, I'll join in. And so we all change places again. But Quentin Flynn, he had like turned his chair around backwards and was facing the wrong way. And he's like, where'd everyone go? I was like, okay, well, if we're gonna play it that way, then I guess I have to do something creative too. So it happens again, and now like everyone's facing backwards, but I'm not. But I've got my chair facing backwards, so I'm like facing towards the audience, but I'm looking down at the back of my chair, like, what happened? And then for the next one, everyone jumps up and changes their seat, but I put 2 chairs across from each other and plank across them. And so that went on for a bit. That was a lot of fun. The most amusing probably was when I was upside down and the chair above me. That was interesting. So that's my convention story. That was a lot of fun.
Before I tell my story, I'd just like to make a shout out to the fact that there's actually room to stand in the vendor hall this year.
Give it time.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about walking through and getting an STD or something.
Too far, man. Too far.
Anyways, this was a year or 2 ago. This was my first convention. And I just walked through the door in my really, really crappy Black Butler cosplay that I threw on at last possible second. And I think it was a League of Legends cosplayer. I think it was like Ash or Lux or someone. And I saw it was the first cosplayer I saw, and I'm like, oh my god, you're from League of Legends. And I was totally being a little fanboy. And I gave them a hug, and then I'm like, how long did it take you to put together? And then the deepest voice possible, they're like, yeah, it took me about a year. And I'm like, what just happened? What? You could hear the innocence shattering.
What is this thing called, the innocence that you speak of?
Good point. Anyways, that was just my quick story.
Thank you.
Not this past SacCon in December, but the one before that, there was a panel for Billy West. And everyone's asking all these boring questions. I was like, oh, how did you get into voice acting? We don't care. But after all these boring little questions, I go and I ask, I'm like, can you and will you sing for us? And he's just kind of like surprised. So, oh, someone asked that question. The whole room starts cheering. And then someone from the back shouts out, as Zoidberg. And he does it. It's probably on YouTube somewhere, but it was great.
I am looking at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and
Okay, so this is like a first convention story. In 2011, I went to Annie Jam, which is in Fresno, and I'm like, oh, I want to do Black Butler because I love Black Butler. So of course I picked the most expensive thing I could do, which is CL Phantom Hive's lady dress. You know, it's like this big pink dress. And my dad's like, so what hentai is this from? And I'm like, what? He watched anime when he was a little kid, so
what animes were he watching? I said Black Butler, not Bible Black.
So he has this idea that all anime is hentai. There is no regular anime. There's hentai and that's it. So I'm like, what's hentai? I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's like, let's look some up.
So he's like, no, it's okay. I understand. So we go to the convention.
Have you watched Little Blue Girl? I
No.
watched that
I know, but don't tell me about your So we go to the convention and I'm walking around. He's like, so what hentai where are they from? I'm like, no, Dad, please don't ask him. So what hentai are you from? I'm like, no, Dad, don't do that. So I'm walking around. I know, so I'm walking around this big pink dress.
Anime, it's just hentai.
Yeah, and he thinks I'm from the hentai. And I'm like, no, Dad, why would I do that? So yeah.
I thought that would be the last thing that you want your dad to think.
Yeah. That last story just totally reminded me of something my mom did. It doesn't really have to do with cons, but I just wanted to share it. We're in a Hot Topic, and there was a shirt with a big busted anime character that said, I love hentai, and my mom picked it up, and she was all like, this is so cute, you should get it. I was about 13 at the time, and I was like, you have no idea what hentai means, do you, Mom? And she's like, no, what does it mean? And I told her, and she was all like,
it's fluffy.
Magical rainbows.
Yeah. But
there is magical rainbows. It's where they come out of is the problem.
A good con story for me, I got to meet two of my favorite cartoonists at Comic-Con two or 3 years ago. That would be Steve Purcell, which is who drew Max, which I'm cosplaying now, and also Roman Dirge. And Roman Dirge, we actually met him before the con. We were walking and bar hopping, and he was out there drinking, so we got to chill with him for a little while. So that was really awesome. So that was one of my favorite things.
Awesome, thanks.
You again.
Yeah. This one's actually pretty quick, and this was my first impression of anime. I was walking up the steps to the convention center, and there's a courtyard outside with the fountain, and there's a lot of cosplayers. And out of the corner of my eye, I catch the Hamburglar.
What?
The Hamburglar from the McDonald's ads. And so without even thinking, I just point at him and shout, "You stole my burger!" and chase him down. And I chased him for about a good 30 seconds, but that was my first impression of anime, and it actually lived up to that first impression quite well.
That's one hell of a way to start anime, Jesus.
Okay, this was a few years ago at the Sac Anime Con when it was still at the Radisson Hotel. This was when they still let us play in the fountain quad and stuff.
Oh, so that's like one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Where they realized we cosplay because we're crazy.
Yeah, and so that year I was cosplaying as L, and like I was fully decked out in his clothes. I even had boxers on and stuff. And my friend was cosplaying as B. And so she's a really big Yaoi fan, and so she always tried to pair me and her up because it's B and L.
I think she likes you.
Yeah, and so she decided that it was a wonderful idea to pants me in the middle of the fountain quad, and so I had boxers on, so it was fine. But as soon as she pants me, like another anime cosplayer came up and grabbed my other arm, and everyone started singing "Fool" with their pants on the ground. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, we'll do the last story before I tell you guys how, if you guys want to get the Kevin Connery and Gray, somebody. Yeah, so we have her, just if you weren't here at the beginning, I've got Kevin Conroy's signature and hers on a big Arkham City print that will be given away on the Facebook page for anybody who was at the panel. So only the people who were at the panel. So if you like our Facebook page and say on our page, "Hey, I was at the panel, I want the poster," I will enter you in for that. Not these two guys, me personally, because these guys don't know what they're doing. Shut up. So I've got a story involving this guy over here again, not in a cosplay. He loves to do them so much. It's one of his very many Naruto outfits because that's all he did. Defective, yeah, his defective Naruto is his alias. So back in 2005 or 6, Halo was, and is still pretty big. We kind of made it a convention thing where we would knock down one of our friends and Halo style teabag them. So we bum rushed Anthony at the convention while he was decked as Naruto. I think it was Harvey Birdman when we did this.
I blocked that out of my memory.
I don't know. I was one of my many obscure characters. I was either Harvey Birdman or I was just doing Ash again. So I think I was Harvey Birdman when we did this to you. So we had two people grab him from underneath his feet, and they laid him straight down onto the ground in front of Scottish Rite. And in my gigantic bird wing suit and everything, I promptly teabagged Anthony a good 4 times, and really low, like he got like my pants right on his face. And I remember him saying something like, "Oh my God, the smell," or something like that, which I may be making that up, I don't remember, because I didn't smell. At least that. So you want to. get another one.
No.
So that's my one of my good moments of teabagging Anthony at a convention, and we did this to him. Well, there is one because we've done it to him 3 times. So we did it to him, and I don't know if you guys know the Swiffer Ninjas. Way back in SatCon history, there used to be these guys, the Swiffer Ninjas. I did it to the leader of the Swiffer Ninjas 5 times in one convention. So we used to randomly do it. Huh?
Tide Pirates?
Yes, we were friends with all of them. So so they tried to do it to me once, and they got me pretty good. They consecutively did it to me though. So they took one of the Tide Pirates, who is Captain Clean. He knocked me down because he's the only one big enough to do it to me. He knocked me down. Eric, the Swiffer Ninja E, did it to me twice. Anthony got up on that and did it to me, and Anthony was the worst because he slipped and got all up in my face. I was a little traumatized afterwards. Thank God he wasn't wearing the skirt. So, this time. So, yeah, and then I can't remember who did it. I think it was one of our other buddies. I just remember it was you because you fell on me, and I was like being smothered here by testicles. Yeah, that was not fun. So, yeah, I figured I'll wrap up our panel with that since we only have 2 minutes left. If anybody has anything really quick they want to say. Nobody?
Any last minute entries?
You like recording the podcast alone or in front of a group?
What was that? I'm sorry.
You like recording the podcast alone or now in front of a group?
I don't do podcasts actually, so if they're podcasting me on here, I'm gonna have to beat them up later. I've done one podcast with our website, even though we're called podcasts. So I'm a little bit boring.
So real quickly, like the podcast we do over Skype. So because we live in such different distances away from each other, so that's how. Yeah, I live in
So if you want to stalk him in his cross-dressing ways.
So, well, with that, thank you everybody to come. Oh, wait, what? Oh, sorry.
I like snappy.
We came in a little late. What's the thing that people are signing?
Oh, they're the, you want to explain it?
Well, since I'm going to be drawing names anyway.
That's cool.
We just like to make him feel important. That's really what it is.
It really doesn't take a whole lot.
I just pat him and he's like, yay.
Yes, that was Nate. That was Nate. Anywho, so we have a raffle here, and I'm going to be picking 5 winners. I'm going to be giving away a set of Metro 2033 gas masks from THQ directly. They're still.
If you don't know what it is.
And these are real gas masks, so they can be used.
Yeah.
Metro 2033 was awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And
see, you heard it from this guy. It was awesome.
Yeah. This guy that no one really knows.
He has a tail. He's trustworthy.
Yes.
Anywho,
name and email address or whatever we can use to contact you.
Yeah, but for those who win, I can just go ahead and get the rest of your information.
And we'll also be announcing the winner on our Facebook page, which is another reason why you should like it.
So there is that too. But here at our panel, I'm going to be giving away 5 of the gas masks, and they should be shipped to my house by next Saturday.
Or something.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow's Monday, so it's let's
actually.
I should figure something.
Fine. Even though they emailed me and told me to
So
the point is that they'll be coming in within about 2 weeks.
So we'll be doing the gas mask as a giveaway, as well as, like I said, the Kevin Conroy autographed posters. And if you don't know who he is, he's Batman.
He is the Knights.
I don't care. He is Batman.
He is the Batman.
He is the Batman.
The Batman.
I am vengeance.
I would let him have my children if they would have his voice.
I really wanted to tempted to ask him to. You ever see that? You ever see that YouTube video of Batman eating a hot dog? No, it's like an anime. It's like an anime.
That sounds dirty.
No.
Remember, he cross-dresses.
Oh, wait. I think I've seen that one. That was actually kind of funny, but you know.
Oh well, now I feel sheepish. You and your strange YouTube ways.
I get bored.
Go back to watching hentai.
I do not do that.
Yeah, I actually banned him from telling his hentai stories here.
No.
Because they are really awkward.
No. Shut up.
A lot of Fanimates 2011. Was it 11? Yeah.
Did you go to one of the anime viewing rooms as your cosplay?
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I swear, I remember he said something about that.
No. I saw what I did see is I saw the Jesus cosplayer go down the aisle with 2 glow sticks that were across, and then stand in front of the group watching hentai.
Yeah, nice direct there. Not gonna happen.
All right, well.
So that concludes our little convention story panel, unless we were only supposed to be here till 1, and we're like 1:02.
But then again, there's no panel.
And there's nothing after us, so if you just want to hang out and say whatever you want to, you can be like, oogie boogie, I don't care.
Can I show another cosplay story?
Go for it.
Baba booey, baba booey.
You can say anything but that.
Everyone loves crossplay stories because the male mind is very interesting. So I guess my favorite story was when I was at Anime Expo last year, and I decided to go to the dance that night, cosplaying as Katana. Big mistake. So
People were freaking up on you and everything.
kinda, I didn't really know what to expect. I was just gonna do it for fun. So what happened is that I went there, and I'm still a guy, and I'm dancing by myself. I don't really like going up to girls during these convention dances. So I'm just dancing there by myself, and all of a sudden these two guys come up to me, and they start dancing, and then I guess I can tell one guy's the wingman, and one guy, the main guy, is like the one trying to like get with me. So. So I mean, like he kind of kind of dances up to me like, what's up, girl, And I'm kind of like, and of course, I go along with it because like when I cosplay as Katana, I just go with it, because I think it's entertaining for myself and others. So I'm going with it, and we're just dancing, together, and he always tries to like inch up close and everything. And eventually, he asked all the typical questions that I would hear, or actually that I would ask other girls at non-convention dances like clubs. Oh, what's your name, or how long, like, where are you staying at, or how long are you here at the convention, And I just go along and answer all the questions. Oh, for the weekend and stuff. And eventually, he looks down at my shoulders or something, I guess, and he's like, oh man, you work out, huh? I'm like, yeah, I do. But he just he keeps on advancing stronger and stronger, and I get more uncomfortable with it. And so I had to leave because I couldn't do it, I thought I could do it, but I just couldn't.
Did you reveal it to him?
Huh?
Did you reveal it to him?
I was a relative to him?
Did you reveal it to him?
Oh no, I didn't reveal it to him. Honestly, I was like, man, I should go all the way and just grind with him until he gets it and just see his reaction.
Out of nowhere, just say, I'm a man.
I feel like you were gonna take it. Hey, you wanna go to my room?
Oh man, no, I'm not in the room, oh my gosh. But I really couldn't do it. I actually felt really volatile. I felt really, actually just a little dirty, I feel really weird by his advancements. And to me, I was like, wow, I just saw in the mirror how I or a lot of guys would act at a typical dance. And actually, so I left the dance. I didn't really feel like getting involved. And actually now it's like, I will never dance on a girl like that at a dance, because now I know how it feels. So yeah, props to you guys, how you guys deal with that stuff. Gosh, guys are so,
Yeah, go for it.
Alright guys, so I gotta go, but these two will still be here.
If you guys still want to talk to us or do anything.
Right, so
our Facebook page, because I've been talking about liking it and haven't told you how to like it, it's Mission Start Podcast. One word, you can just search us up in the fancy little search thing. We also have our webpage, which is missionstartpodcast.com. So you can get to there if you don't want to like our page because you're anti-Facebook, who's anti-Facebook, right?
Right.
We also have Twitter.
We have Twitter.
We have a Twitter account? I didn't know we had a Twitter account.
Yeah, Twitter account, yeah, at Mission Start P, if you guys are wondering.
So, we're able to hop out unless anybody wants. These two are going to go. I can hang out if you guys want to say con stories or anything.
Oh, still did raffles though.
Oh, we can do the raffles right now.
So, yeah.
But we are going to announce you one on the page anyway.
Oh, that's true.
So.
Yeah. But anyways,
It feels so much more. Fine, just do the raffle.
Do the raffle.
God, I'm tired of being
anyways, gotta go. See you guys.
Get out of here.
Alright, so this is, I know, super last minute and everything like that, but finally have the raffle. You want to draw?
Yay! Alright, so I've got Kyle Huey.
Sweet. Just make sure to go up here and fill out some extra info. So